Yep, it isn't dead. I'm currently in my dining room right now, so I just watched Save the Last Dance. So after a stupidly long hiatus that was just basically me being lazy, I finally decided to try and keep this old series vaguely alive because Nate kept saying like, "We're gonna bring it back. We're gonna bring it back. We're gonna bring it back," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'll bring it back someday." And someday kept turning into weeks and months, and then I got through school. Now I'm in my summer classes, so that's a party. Anyways, I'm back with the Modern Black 51. This is episode 4, and we are talking about Save the Last Dance. The script of this film basically follows Sarah Johnson, played by Julia Stiles, a ballet student who auditioned for Juilliard. She makes a transition and ends up moving to the urban streets of Chicago after the very unsurprising and untimely death of her mother, who died en route to see her actually at the audition. Needless to say, Sarah doesn't make it into Juilliard and has to adjust to a new life, a new city, and a whole new culture. In her new school, she meets with Derek Reynolds, played by Sean Patrick Thomas, a classmate of hers who also ends up getting on her nerves, but she ends up finding an unlikely friend not just in him, but also a later romance with him due to their shared interest in dance. She also ends up befriending his sister, Chanel, played by Kerry Washington, another classmate who also has to balance her school life with her home life, seeing as she is essentially a single mother. Derek educates Sarah about how to dance like a black person. If we're being honest, so that she can fit in better, but she also ends up making an enemy out of one of his former flames, Nikki, played by Beyonce's stepsister and an actual immortal, Bianca Lawson. So, throughout the film, we see the relationship between Sarah and Derek bloom as not only she learns how to dance hip-hop, essentially, but she actually kind of learns a lesson about race relations between interracial couples and how that's perceived in society. Anyways, Derek avoids the gang life. Sarah re-auditions, incorporating some of her new hippity-hop moves. She gets in, and everyone celebrates by turning up at a club. So this movie is like the entire opposite of what Get Out is. The plot is very predictable from the start. The writing definitely kind of feels like it was something made by a white guy in the early 2000s. And I was right. The acting here is serviceable. No one's really going to win any awards, though. However, I will give them credit. Despite how kind of shoehorned in it felt in the scene, there is a very nice moment where Kerry Washington's character expounds about how Sarah is pretty oblivious to the perspective that black women have about interracial relationships, specifically those between black men and white women. I think there is kind of an argument there about being unaware of your surroundings and how other people may interpret your intent with someone.
Wait a minute. You agree with her?
You and Derek act like it don't bother people to see you two together. Like it don't hurt people to see.
Well, we like each other. What is the big damn deal? It's me and him, not us and other people.
Black people, Sarah. Black women. Derek's about something. He's smart, he's motivated, he's for real. He's not just gonna make some babies and not take care of them or run the streets messing up his life. He's gonna make something of himself, and here you come white, so you gotta be right. And you take one of the few decent men we have left after jail, drugs, and drive-by. That is what Nikki meant about you up in our world.
There's a lot of discourse about white women and black men and relationships, which is honestly a whole nother conversation for a completely different time. I just wanted to give that scene credit because it was pretty well acted and decently well written. But Will, you may ask, the biggest question. It's a dance movie. How was the dancing?
Damn, nigga, she all up in your nut. Up in your nut and cracking it. What's she doing? Two-stepping? I don't care what she's doing. That bitch ain't got shit on me. Walls closing in. Got us busting off these pistols. My niggas got issues again. Same song, armed with the mega bomb. Blow you out the brain, then I'm gone.
Well, I have extremely limited experience with dance, but to me, it looked fine. Watching Sarah learn how to catch a beat in a club was so unintentionally hilarious. It was kind of clear that Julia Stiles isn't really a professional, but she did a really good job, so kudos to whoever trained her. The music here is all throwback tracks, so if you know late 90s R&B and hip-hop, then you just know that the music's going to be phenomenal.
You can do it, put your back into it.
I can do it, put your ass into it.
You can do it, put your back into it.
I can do it, put your ass into it.
Put your back into it.
Put your ass into it. I do four time.
Honestly, the relationship between Derek and Sarah has a lot of charm to it as well. You get to see them grow closer through similar life experiences, like having mothers not be present in their lives, having actual aspirations and goals after high school, and their love of dance. The outside factors that are made to try and split them up do kind of feel a little bit forced, but at least they're brought up early enough in the plot that you know that they'll probably show up later on in the film. Also, the urban speak and outfits in this movie just fucking floor me. I don't know. It's just really, really funny. I don't know how we let the early 2000s happen for fashion, but it just did. The weird thing is, a joke I said was that they should remake this movie with Tom Holland and Zendaya, since he is actually a trained dancer and also incredibly good at it.
It's my time for life. It's my time for shine. It's my time for life. It's my time for shine.
But after watching this movie, I kind of want one for real. Maybe another young black actress. Maybe you can get Laura Harrier or someone. I don't know. Maybe Keke Palmer. Who knows? That might be cute. But yeah, it's a cute little romance flick. I actually wish we saw more of the other people dancing like this. It may have worked better as just a straight up full on musical, but for what it is, it's cute. It's nice. It's unintentionally funny. So if you have time to kill or just need some background noise, or you're dating a white person, then I think you'll enjoy it. Also, if you're one of the 14 people who remembers Dance Flick like me, this was actually one of that movie's inspirations. Jokes get a lot funnier over time once you understand the context from which they're created. So, yeah, that's been this episode. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all for the next one. Peace.